Girbeagly!
Warning. This video contains sexual adult content. Please use proper discretion while viewing. Hey there guys and gals, it's Girbeagly with another episode of Gaming with Girbeagly, and I'm once again playing the game Katawa Shoujo after a very long hiatus. I'm so sorry for that wait, but we are going to get back to posting these almost daily, if not daily. I just love this series. I really want to get it going again. Last episode, after the very long break, we found out that Emmy is now avoiding the nurse. She doesn't want to go talk to him because it's probably because her injury is really bad, and she doesn't want to be told that she can't run anymore for the time being. We also went and had lunch on the roof with Emmy and Rin. Rin is hilarious, as I remember her being. We got teased by Shizune and Misha, and now we're in the classroom with Muto, and he's running the second science club meeting. I had a brain fart there, and I even had a brain fart saying the phrase brain fart. I'm sorry about that. Let's go ahead and continue. Before we even realize it, an hour's gone by. Well, let's call this meeting over for now, okay? We'll have another meeting tomorrow or the day after. He considers this for a moment. Call it the day after. I've got a lot of grading to do. Okay, see ya. As I exit the classroom, I realize that I don't really have anything to do tonight. Emmy and I didn't make plans, so I guess we'll go to the library. Beats doing homework in my room anyway. The library always seems cooler than the rest of the building, probably to keep the books from getting damaged by excessive heat and humidity. Books are sturdy objects, but if you want to keep them in good condition, it takes a little effort. Thanks for the advice, Hisao. I've got several books that are so well worn the pages are barely clinging to the spine. It seems impossible for them to still be usable, but if you handle them with care... I make my way to the main desk where I spot Yuko busying herself with something or another. So he just interrupted his own thoughts with a different thought. She smiles at me as I enter the waves. Oh god, I don't remember Yuko's voice. I don't remember what voice I used for her. Crap. Hello, Hisao. I don't know if that was it. Oh no, I think it was like more timid sounding. I don't even remember. Good to see you again. What are you looking for this time? Nothing in particular, I guess. I just didn't really feel like going back to my room is all. Yuko nods. Well, if you're unoccupied, maybe you could help me look for something. Sure. What do you need? Yuko brings a finger to her lips and looks around furtively. She seems to be looking for eavesdroppers. Come closer. I take a few hesitant steps forward while feeling distinctly unnerved. Yuko lowers her voice to a confidential whisper. I'm on the trail of the Yamaku cat burglar. The what? Shh, the walls have ears, Hisao. Or they might. But listen, those missing books, remember them? Yeah? And now we have suspenseful music going on? Well, they weren't missing. They were stolen. I'm convinced of it. I remember you saying something the sort earlier, but how do you know? Yuko leans in closer and, if possible, whispers even lower. Because I found one of his hiding places. You did what? Yuko looks triumphant. Found one of his stashes. It was under one of the stairwells in the boys' dorm. 3 books I'd been looking for, all there. Oh, you know what? I bet it's freaking Kenji, because he's like crazy and he does anything to undermine everyone at the school who he thinks is an insane feminist conspiracy person, whatever. I'd suspected a thief before, but this proves it. So, did you take back the books? Yuko looks as if I've just suggested she walk around naked. Are you nuts? He can't know I'm onto him. He might go to the ground and evade capture. So, what do you need my help with then? Yuko casts another glance around the library and leans in closer. You've got to spy for me. Spy? Yeah, like when you're in the dorms, you know? Keep an eye out for suspicious activity. Once again, I'm having trouble reading. I don't know why. This is like the only game I have massive trouble reading with. But here we go, guys. What constitutes suspicious anyway? I mean, Kenji's a pretty suspicious dude, but I'll wager he barely goes to class, much less sneaks into the library to pilfer books. Really, dude? I think Kenji's just crazy enough to do it. Still, what's the harm in saying yes? At the least, it will get me out of this weird conversation. Yeah, I can do that. No problem. Yuko straightens up and claps excitedly. Great! Now hurry up and talk about something else in case someone comes in. How's the school treating you? Pretty well, actually. I've been running in the mornings with Ibarazaki, right? Yeah. How do you know? I served you two in the tea house, remember? I deduced that if you were going to run with anyone, it would probably be her. She looks pleased with herself. Impressive. Anyway, yes, we've been running in the mornings. And, we kind of started dating. Yuko claps her hands together excitedly. Really? That's great! I'll bet you two are great together. I love seeing people find one another like that, you know? I even thought to myself when he walked into the Shanghai that one time, I wonder if that kid will wind up with one of those girls. Really? Yuko doesn't seem to notice my somewhat weirded out tone and nods affirmatively. Yep, I could tell that you'd wind up with one of them, you know? I've got an eye for that sort of thing. Of course, her expression drooped slightly, I'm not so good at it myself. Aw, I'm sure that's not true. Oh, it's true. I met this guy once. We got along really great, but it turned out he was younger than me. And that was kind of weird, but not terribly so. What was really weird was that he disappeared one day, and I've not seen him since then. He was probably murdered, and he's gone forever now. Huh, that does seem kind of odd. Doesn't it? I hope it wasn't something I did. I feel compelled to reassure her. I'm sure it wasn't. Whoa. I intend to try and calm her down further, but the both of us jump in surprise at the ringing suddenly coming from my pocket. That surprised me as well. Yuko sighs to steady herself as I pull the phone from my pocket. I feel a little sheepish from indirectly causing the incident. Oh. Emmy, what's up?
Oh, thank God. I haven't called your phone before, so I didn't know if this number would work or whether you would pick up, and I can't...
Whoa there, Emmy. Slow down. What's wrong? There's a pause on the other side of the line, during which I can hear Emmy trying to control her breathing in order to calm down. Something's got her terribly agitated, and it's starting to agitate me.
Can you stop by? Like, now or shortly after now? I really, really need to talk to you.
There's a tone of pleading in the last sentence that I don't think I've ever heard from her. Of course, I'll be right there. I wonder what's wrong. I hope it's not like her mom or something. Hold steady, okay? Or it's her injury, probably. In my increasingly agitated state, I've apparently started saying things that don't quite make sense. Okay,
Okay, I'll be okay.
See you soon. I press the button to end the call before slipping the phone back into my pocket. Apologize to Yuko for running off and run off. Perhaps at some point, I would have stopped to think about the time or how suspicious it looks for a guy to enter the girls' dorm at this hour. Except right now, I'm just concerned with getting to Emmy and finding out what's wrong and how I can help her. I knock on the door and am greeted with a subdued, "Come in." Something is very wrong as I stare at the scene before me. Emmy's there, yes, but she's in a wheelchair. Oh shit. And her legs are missing. I glance around the room and see them sitting in a corner looking like they've been thrown there. Emmy responds to my entrance with a lopsided grin that is both pleased to see me and completely, utterly heartbroken. Oh no, something's definitely wrong. This is so bad.
Hi, Hasao.
It looks like she's been crying, but if she was, she's stopped now. I notice that I'm a little out of breath, having taken the stairs 2 at a time in order to get here. My heart doesn't seem to mind the strain, though. I file this happy fact away for later consideration. Like when I'm not staring somewhat dumbstruck at my girlfriend in a wheelchair. Realizing that I've still not responded to her greeting, my brain lurches into gear. Emmy, what happened?
Guess I should have listened to you, Hasao. My leg's got a nasty infection. I'm not allowed to run on it for at least a couple of weeks.
Oh no, that sucks. She gives a bitter laugh that shouldn't be coming from her, but at least it's not permanent. I was like really worried it was like she can't ever run again. And I know like a few weeks to her, knowing her character, is going to feel like forever and it's going to be torment for her, but she can handle it. I know she can.
I can't even walk on it. I could have used a crutch and kept one of my legs, but I didn't see the point. Why hop? You can't run on one leg. At least this way I can still, I don't know, roll fast or something.
Yeah, that's good, right? My awkward attempt to look on the bright side seems appreciated, but not really effective. Emmy shrugs again.
It's just kind of a nuisance. I mean, we can't even eat up on the roof now. No wheelchair access.
That's kind of weird for a school that is all about, like, you know, accessibility and disabled people. But I guess also they don't want people on the roof, maybe? I have no idea. Yeah, but that's not a big deal, right? I mean, we can still eat together. That's the important thing. That lopsided grin again. It hurts to look at.
I suppose so, yeah. But, like I said, it's a nuisance. I mean, I haven't really used a wheelchair in
She thinks for a minute.
maybe 7 years? Something like that, anyway. A long time. I'm afraid I'm a bit out of practice.
Well, fortunately, it's only temporary, right? Emmy nods.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's not like I've lost them permanently. But it's a pain in the ass all the same.
I nod sympathetically. Yeah, see, it's more of a bother than like a major thing, which is very, very good. But it's great that she called Hisao first to like tell him. Like, that's really, really good. That's a good sign that she's like opening up and stuff. There's not much else I can do after all. Excuse me, guys, I got the burpees. Wow, that one lasted for a while. 10.5 minutes into the episode, and I only just now got the burpees. What am I gonna do? Say, I told you so? Although I did tell her to get that leg looked at. But by the time I noticed, it was too late anyway. Do you need help with anything? That is, can I help with anything? Emmy shakes her head, and there's a bit of her usual grin back.
Nah, I can manage fine by myself. Although, if you want to help me over to my bed, it would save me the trouble of rolling over there myself.
I blush in spite of myself. Emmy giggles.
You're such a prude, Hisao.
I'm not a prude. I just wouldn't want to take advantage of a young woman such as yourself. It's ungentlemanly. I wheel Emmy's chair to her bed and easily scoop her up and deposit her there. She quickly sorts herself out and sits on the side. She's actually a little heavier than she looks. It would be rude of me to observe this aloud, of course. Man, you're kind of heavy. Emmy hits me with a pillow.
Ass.
Just saying is all. Must be all that running. At the mention of running, Emmy's grin falters slightly. Man, there's Hisao again, not thinking through what he's saying. He always does that. What a joker. What a clown.
Well, I guess I won't have to worry about that for a bit, huh? Maybe I'll lose some weight.
That's what you do to lose weight, right? Cease physical activity?
I'm pretty sure that's what the nurse would recommend.
Speaking of which, are you going to still be showing up in the mornings? I'd hate to run a... Dude, really? Really, Hisao? You're a freaking moron.
Shit.
Emmy's sudden interjection, more disquieted muttering than anything too profane, causes me to look over in shock. That's also hilarious to hear her swear because I don't think she has yet. She's leaning forward, trying to cover the fact that she's crying, but covering her eyes with a hand. Of course, the subdued sobbing makes it pretty obvious that she's crying. Hey, I'm sorry. Forget I said anything, okay? I place a hand gingerly around her and pull her close. I can think of nothing else to say or do. How do you comfort someone who's just lost their legs again? Emmy wraps me in a hug and stays that way for a while. Sorry. I'm pretty bad at this whole comforting thing, I guess. Dude, you're just bad at talking in general, to be honest.
Don't say that. I'm fine, really.
Her voice is slightly muffled by my chest. I pat her head reassuringly. That's the spirit, right? You'll get through this fine, I know it. Besides, I'm here to help you, remember? Emmy lifts her head and stares at me with tear-stained eyes.
Can you? Can you really?
She's grinning lopsidedly, and something sparkles in her gaze. I can't tell if I'm being mocked or not. Of course. Whoa. I mean, sure, you're a bit heavy, but oomph. Wow, so that was a little bit preemptive with the, like, oomph animation where she, like, bops me or does something. My witty comment is cut off by the sudden press of Emmy's lips on mine. I'm caught off guard and am rewarded by hitting my head on the wall behind her bed. Ow! Emmy pulls back, trying to look concerned rather than like she's about to laugh.
Are you okay? Sorry.
I rub my head ruefully and grin back at her. Caught me off guard there. Is that going to become a habit? Am I going to be lectured by Shizune and Misha more? At the mention of the duo, Emmy giggles.
Honestly, those two... If I didn't know why, I'd be utterly confused as to why she hangs around with someone so bossy.
Which one are we talking about?
You know exactly which one, Hisao. Misha's hardly bossy.
So, what's the reason then? Oh, sweet, we get to find out more of their backstory.
Huh?
The reason why Misha hangs around Shizune. Emmy waves my question off with a smile.
No idea.
I see.
Anyway, you seem to be forgetting the original question, don't you?
Oh yeah, I guess I am. So, yeah, awesome. Way to freaking tease us with that bit of information, Emmy, and not tell us. You wouldn't mind giving a guy a little warning, would you? Otherwise, I'm liable to end up with a concussion. I emphasize the point by rubbing at the back of my head. Emmy giggles madly.
You could wear a helmet. Some kids here do, you know.
Or I could just take revenge. Whoa! I love that expression on her face. I grab a pillow from beside me and whack Emmy over the head. Whoa! Oh, she died. Emmy topples off the bed and lands on the floor with a thump. Oh, damn, dude, come on. Her arms promptly reappear on the bed and she manages to pull herself back up. She really has a surprising amount of strength in that little body. Her face is turned downwards and away from mine, making me think I might have accidentally hurt her. Emmy, are you okay? You didn't hit... A hand shoots up and grabs my collar. She pulls me in with a sharp tug, her face now barely an inch away from mine as she grins cheekily. Emmy? Whoa! There's like jump scares in this episode. What the hell? She gives me a sharp headbutt. Our foreheads are making quite a loud thud. What the hell? Is she like a freaking like barbarian? I sit back and rub my now sore head as Emmy smirks victoriously.
How's that for revenge?
No fair! You can't take revenge for revenge. For someone missing most of her legs, Emmy's surprisingly agile. I swipe at her, but she definitely rolls out of the way and lands a hit with her pillow. Of course, the odds are against her. I can stand up for starters. I love the two of them together, that they can take like a really serious, heavy situation and turn it around into something more fun and lighthearted. I know that's partially an issue because that's just Emmy like pushing off problems, but at the same time it just shows that they're really compatible and that she's willing to let herself go and feel a lot happier around Hisao. Oof. Oh, cool art. And I gotta wipe some spit off my freaking screen again. Sorry. Guess I can after all. Emmy seems to have effectively tripped me up and is now sitting primely astride me as I lay on my back. I'm not even sure how she managed it.
I win.
Her eyes twinkle mischievously. I've been thoroughly defeated, and by a girl that's a fraction of my size at that. Then again, being defeated doesn't seem quite so bad. Emmy being positioned over my waist isn't something that I, or my body, can ignore easily. Oh, damn, dude. I open my lips to speak, but Emmy's head darts downwards before I can get so much as a word out. I give no resistance as she presses her mouth to mine. Not that I'd want to. Aw. Man, they're on, like, super hardcore boyfriend-girlfriend mode at this point. This is different somehow. She pulls back, nips at my lower lip, and reinitiates the embrace. Her tongue darts inside my mouth, exploring. Damn, are we reading a romance novel now? Holy crap. I can feel a warmth spreading through my body as my heart begins to beat faster. This is going to turn into 50 Shades of Grey any second. My mind starts to go foggy and I become vaguely aware of my hand traveling up Emmy's blouse. Emmy gasps as I reach abreast. Then there's a giggle and then... Dude! Oh my god, they're going to totally do it. I stare up at a grinning Emmy.
Told you, that makes my second win now.
What? That doesn't count. You used your feminine wiles.
All's fair in love and war, right?
Ah, she was just teasing him.
Ha! And you're even blushing. I didn't know you were a blusher, Hisao. You were blushing.
You were blushing too, you know. Probably because of your prudish ways. Even I've got to admit, this is a stupid thing to say to a woman who is currently straddling me, and has been up until a few seconds ago, playing tonsil hockey with me.
A prude, am I? Well then, let's see who blushes first, shall we?
Oh man, this is getting heavy. All of you kids, look away. Don't read anymore. Don't listen anymore. It's gonna get bad for you. I'm not sure whether the tone of her voice terrifies or arouses me, but that question is quickly made rather moot. Whoa! And the censoring begins. Holy crap, was not expecting that. In this game, or I mean, some people warned me that there was some like adult material in this, but yeah. So there's going to be some censorship in this just due to the fact that it is a sexualized situation. And yeah, I don't want to get my channel taken down. In a motion of practiced ease, she peels her blouse off and tosses it carelessly aside. Her bra and skirt quickly follow it onto the floor. I am going to continue to read though. But wow, was not expecting that to escalate that quickly.
Ha!
I fight the urge to blush. It's a rather hard task. Escalation, is it? My own shirt follows suit, albeit with some difficulty thanks to my position. Emmy mock yawns. Oh my god, she's a little tease.
You'll have to try harder than that.
Oh man, he's gonna try something harder, alright.
Ah!
My hand gently caresses Emmy's bare skin, causing her to shiver. It would seem that, and sorry that there's going to be like a censor box over the text here, guys. Like I said, you're just going to have to trust me that I'm reading the right words because, like I said, I really don't want to get this taken down. My hands gently caress Emmy's bare skin, causing her to shiver. It would seem that my hands are acting on their own again. If our position had let me, I'd probably have finished her undressing for her. Now, if you guys are really those types of people who really want to see, anime boobies and possibly other stuff, I don't know where this is going. I have a good feeling I know where this is going, but I don't 100% know. If you guys really want to see the full scenes, you can do a quick Google image search, and that should help you out. I start to say something about how Emmy's starting to blush, but both of us are very rapidly reaching the edge of something very barely holding us back. Yeah, it's called sexual tension, dude. Conversation grinds to a halt, and I feel my arms losing energy. Neither of us, however, is prepared for the sudden new sensation. An indescribable heat surges through me, coming from both myself and, it seems, Emmy as well. With one hand on my chest to steady herself, and another holding mine to make sure that I can't have my way with her body again, she looks quite pleased with herself. And then, after a moment's hesitation, she moves. And she moves again. And again. As she moves, Emmy's breath hitches. My breathing is starting to come faster and more raggedly as well. Emmy's body shivers and shudders against mine, and I can feel her starting to lose her balance. It must be harder for her to keep steady because she's missing her legs. I steady her as best as I can, cupping my hands around her backside. It's firm and taut. This is obviously adult content, but it's honestly less lewd and more of a romantic thing, which is, I know, once again, something else that a lot of you guys told me it was going to be, because it's more focused on emotion and the characters as actual people as opposed to, exaggerated whatever. And once again, the censor box will be over the text. Makes sense considering how much she runs. The potential power in those muscles makes them flex as she responds to my touch. What I fail to take into account is the fact that my attempt to steady Emmy kind of slides her forward, and well, it feels amazing. Oh man. Wow, okay. Her panties slide easily against my trousers, and it doesn't take long for us to figure out a rhythm. But Emmy refuses to keep to it, going now fast, now slow, now pausing for what feels like an eternity. I'm not sure whether she's doing this to toy with me, or if it's to make her feel better, but I'm well past caring. The heat between us is growing more intense, and I can't hold back a gasp. The noise only seems to drive Emmy along. I begin to punctuate her movements with some of my own, which causes her modest breasts to bounce in time with my movements. Her breath begins to come faster as we continue, my own breathing becoming equally quick. With her eyes closed, her lips purse expectantly, I just managed to lift myself up for a few moments, our mouths seeking one another, her chest sliding against mine as our sweat mingles. As I flop back down, my trousers are soaked with sweat. I would take them off if it didn't mean stopping what we're doing. And I don't want to stop what we're doing. Stop this growing pressure, this tickling in the back of my brain. I think there's tickling somewhere else, dude. Emmy is sliding faster and faster, panting heavily, her voice seemingly unable to convey what she's feeling. Her body, on the other hand, is doing a fine job. Suddenly, she moves a little more erratically as my own breath hitches in my throat, ending in a final desperate thrust that sends me over the edge into a surging feeling I didn't know existed. Wow. Holy crap, is it hot in here, or is it just this entire everything? Oh man, okay, so I can't stop here, guys. My mind blanks, fills with white noise, and I succumb to the feeling of climax. Oh god, dude, you just made a mess. For a few seconds, everything else in the world falls away except for this amazing feeling of Emmy and I together. And then it passes. The white noise clears, and I'm left staring up into the eyes of the girl. Something. I missed it. I was just... For a few moments, neither of us speaks. The sound of our breathing fills the room, our chests heaving from the experience. She eventually reluctantly shifts off of me and sits against the wall. I join her. And boobies still. And there, guys, I'm going to cut it off. Damn. 50 Shades of Grey's got nothing on this. But, I guess we all expected that this is where it was going. If you guys are uncomfortable with the series at all, totally get it, totally understand. just be sure to not watch anymore. Or actually, what I'll do is I'll probably put a disclaimer before each episode that has the really, really adult content. That way, if you guys do feel really uncomfortable with what's going on in the game, but you want to continue to watch the series and watch the story, you can skip those episodes that start off with that disclaimer. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to hit the like button, share the video, and favorite it. Also, be sure to subscribe to me if you guys haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you, and as always, it was great seeing you. Bye-bye. Why would you do that? Why would you get closer and then scream again? Because it's Heavenly Host and it's scary and haunted? Ugh. Maybe they're not real. Yeah, okay. You fell into a school that doesn't exist anymore.